What's up, everybody? Welcome back to High Quality Trades, the channel where I give you my highest quality technical analysis on the stock market. We go over the simple support and resistance levels for the coming days, and I give you the price targets of where price should be headed tomorrow. So let's get into it. Alrighty, guys, we got the SPY on the 4-hour time frame. Today, the SPY closed at 543.01. It reached a high of 554.87 and a low of 539.43. We were negative 1.42% on the day. Very bearish day overall. Alright, guys, what is price currently doing? Well, looks like we fell below our support level at 547.69. And we are trying to retest the 537.65 level as support. So it does look like with today's price action, we have created what looks to be a broadening wedge type pattern. If this does break to the downside tomorrow, we will be headed down to 532.14, and ultimately a full completion of this pattern does put us down to 525.05. That is the bearish scenario. Say we get back above our descending trend line here and we get a push higher. Well, we have resistance at 547.69. If that breaks, then we will be headed back up to the next resistance level at 556.98. So let's just see which way price action goes tomorrow. Okay, that is it for the SPY. Let's go over the triple Qs. Get rid of this line. Okay, guys, so the triple Qs is currently running a test of support at 555.61. If this level can hold as support and we get back above our descending trend line, well, it does put price pushing back up to resistance at 468.03. And if we're able to get above that level, then ultimately we're looking for a price to reach 475.44 tomorrow. But let's say we break out of this expanding triangle type pattern, and we will be headed down to fill a gap on the daily that fills somewhere around 451.26. And if this level does not hold as any type of support, we will be headed down to 443.56. And this pattern ultimately completes at 434.43. That is the bullish and bearish scenarios for the triple Qs tomorrow. So now let's go over the VIX. Alright, guys, so it does look like we've created a higher high today with the VIX. We got above resistance at 17.95. So we're looking for price to head up to 21.26 tomorrow. But if we do not make it to that level, and say we fall back below 17.95, it does create a possible scenario for the VIX to fall down to 15.72. With today's higher high on the VIX, it does put us in a short-term uptrend, which is a bearish signal for the market. So hopefully, to remain any type of bullish in this market, the VIX does need to fall back below the 1584 level. We need to break these lows to the downside for the market to push any higher. If we continue higher on the VIX, that is very bearish for the market. Alrighty, guys, moving along to Coinbase. So Coinbase had earnings today that was sort of lackluster. We didn't really go anywhere. We are up a little bit in aftermarket trading, but ultimately all we did was hold support here at 210.91, and then we have resistance up here at 230. So what I do see on the charts here is a head and shoulders pattern that did break to the downside with yesterday's price action. And I think ultimately that does put price falling down to 187.23. If we just take the opening from the head to the shoulders, we do fall all the way to that level. So that's currently what I believe that Coinbase is going to do in the coming days. That does put us falling to our lower descending trend line of the flag pattern. So this one looks to be headed lower in the coming days. If we were to stay, but I'll go over the bullish scenario just in case. So if there's a fake out of this head and shoulders pattern, 210.91 needs to hold as support, and then we need to break above the 230.36 level to come back up here and retest the descending trend line the upper descending trend line of this flag pattern. That would be the bullish scenario. But I'm leaning bearish on this one due to that head and shoulders pattern. Okay guys, let's go over AMD real quick. AMD is at a critical support level. If we go out on the daily, we are testing the highs from back from June of 2023, which should hold as some support at least for a little while. If we were to just break through this level, that would be pretty crazy, and we would be headed down to 126.23. So I'm expecting this level to at least hold as some support. We are creating some divergences between price. We got lower lows on the price, but the RSI is making higher lows. So that is a slightly bullish signal. Ultimately, we'd want the MACD to start curling up and then creating green bars and then crossing the zero line for any push higher. Right now, we might just get some consolidation out of AMD or a small fall a little bit lower. Let's just see what tomorrow's price action brings. I want to go over JPM because it is a trade I took today because I noticed a broadening wedge pattern on the 4 hour that did finally break out today. So I've been watching this stock for a couple days now. Today, with the sell side action that we got in the overall market, we did break down out of this broadening wedge pattern. I remember actually, can't remember, I think it was on like the 2 hour. We did have a smaller broadening wedge pattern here on the charts that once it was breaking out of here, I was just like, yeah, that's a good enough signal to at least play it down to this red line here, which was 207.94. So once price was hitting that level today, I was getting out of my contracts. But I want to go over this one just because this is a quite big broadening wedge. And if we take the opening, something like this, it does put price falling all the way down to 199.82 in the coming days. So that's what I'm looking for to happen on JPM. But like I said, a broadening wedge is a bearish pattern. So when they do break, usually we get further sell side. But if we were to be bullish on JPM at all, we do need this level to hold as support. Then we can come back up and maybe retest this ascending trend line of the broadening wedge. Somewhere around 210, 211 is what's possible to happen tomorrow. Just all depends, guys. Let's go over Snowflake as our last stock. So Snowflake did break out of its descending trendline pattern here, which actually kind of looks like a descending triangle pattern. We did break out of it yesterday, and we only were able to get to 132.70 before price ultimately found some sellers, and then that did push price all the way down past the what should have held as support, 128.46. We broke that level and headed all the way down to 122.85. I have been talking about this one for a while, so anybody who's been watching does know we do have a gap to fill on the weekly that fills somewhere around 119.76. That's what I'm looking for to happen. Now that we're at a support level, so we'll have to break this level to ultimately fall down to 119. But let's just see what tomorrow's price action brings. And with that, guys, that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching high quality trades, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.